Welcome to the SOS Flora. My name is MJ. I'm a Nanoplasty specialist educator, and I'm here today to teach you hairdresser how to achieve the OMG effect in any hair type right on your first application. Today, I've got a student from the Nanoplasty specialist course. His name is Matt, and he is amazing. We had such a good journey together, and I want to share all that with you today. I'm so happy to have all of you here watching us, during these lives that I'm doing with my students from the course. I really want you guys to meet him, and I'm going to invite him straight away because he's already in. And I'm so excited to show you Matt. We've got such a great journey together, and I think he's one of the best students that I ever had. So welcome, Matt. How are you?
I'm great, MJ, and yourself?
I'm great. Thank you so much for accepting the challenge of being in the live. I know that it's like when you don't do that often, it's kind of, a bit apprehensive, but I know that you're going to do well. Matt, thank you so much again for participating on this live. I would love to know a little bit more about you. I know a little about you, but I would love for you to tell who are you, where you are, how long you've been in the industry, so people can know you a little bit more.
Okay, no problem. So thank you very much for having me on tonight. It's an absolute pleasure. So my name is Matt Bolland. I am an independent hairstylist here in Perth in Western Australia. I have been in the industry for, let's just say, over 30 years. And it's, rather than giving away too much. And I have worked within the hairdressing industry here in Perth for many years. I've worked in sales, I've worked in education for a number of companies. I specialise in extensions, obviously now nanoplasty as well, and colour. And I have previously done quite a lot of straightening work. Never really got into a lot of keratin because I was always a bit sort of, how do I say it? Was a little bit questionable about what it was actually doing to the hair and the ongoing effects. And when I was working for one company in the past, when all the keratins first came out, we watched and we thought, how the heck can this be straightening hair? We know it was due to some unsafe levels of certain ingredients in the product. They reformulated them, they didn't really work, and they reformulated again, and there were some great products out there, but nothing just seems to compare to Nanoplasty by Fluoractive. And the reason I started getting into that was partially because I had a client that was referred to me from the owner of the salon that I work within. And she's actually one of his models. She is South African and has very strong curl pattern in her and wave pattern in her hair. You are aware of this particular customer.
Oh, yes.
And she'd previously been going to someone and they'd been applying a formaldehyde-based keratin, which they were bringing into the country through parallel import because obviously it's not legally allowed to be sold here in Australia. And they were painting it on her scalp. And I just said, you can't do that. That's just really bad for you and for your hairdresser as well. And she'd say very quickly after they started working and ironing with it, she'd started, like her eyes started watering. And I thought, this is not healthy. I need to find something better for her. And after a little bit of research, I found Fluoractive by Nanoplasty and discovered yourself. And I know I was a little bit of a bothersome person to start with, asking you lots of little questions, and because
But you know
it took
what?
me. Sorry, go on.
You know what I like the most, Matt, is some of people that ask a lot of questions in the beginning. I really like this kind of people because they are the ones that when they fully understand, they become advocates. And that's why I see you. I see that you were difficult to say, okay, try to convince me. I need to be 100% convinced. But then once you understood, you became an advocate. I see you on the group and you give them advice and you show them, because I feel that you were so, you received so much help when you needed that you feel that you need to do the same to the others. And I love that about you. So
Yes.
Continue on your journey. It was exciting to hear.
Yeah, I think it's all about, people talk about legacies, and a lot of people think they have to leave a financial legacy or have a big building named after them or a statue or something. To me, a legacy is actually passing on knowledge. And if you can train someone and pass on the knowledge, the only time your job is done is when they become better than who you are, when what your skills are and what you can do. And if we can't share that knowledge, then what is the benefit of it? We
I
can't keep
know.
everything to ourselves.
I agree 100%. And you know what? I feel that everything else someone can take from you. They can take
Yes.
your money, they can take your building, they can take your car, but your knowledge, it's something that nobody will ever be able to remove. And this is what I have in my art as well. And I say, knowledge is the only thing that I can share, and it will make me feel better. You know what? I just love the way that my students behave, and I think this is a reflect as well of how I teach them. And trying to give as much and make the person feel confident no matter what, because this is, it's about the legacy. But Matt, let's talk about this first time that you've tried nanoplasty, because I remember that, especially this girl that you were talking about, her hair was so difficult and you had so many doubts of, I'm not too sure, I've tried so many, I don't know if it's gonna work. So tell us a little bit more about these feelings that you had, when you heard about it, because to be honest, not everyone that hears about they believe. And I completely understand, because I am like that too. If I hear something, oh, it's amazing, blah, 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 they don't convince me saying that my product is good. They convince me when I see, I understand, it makes sense in my brain, and then I try. You know what I mean? So I'm not an easy person to convince, and I love when my students are not like that. So tell us the feelings that you had when you heard, and if it was too much like a magical person for you, and how you felt about all that.
Well, I did look into the product and I thought, well, it took me a little while to understand what the product is doing, because obviously I have done a lot of rebonding in my time
Yeah.
with a couple of brands that have been available and had fantastic results. And I used to get a lot of people sending me clients that had failures with other people, and I loved being able to fix those work, that hair for those people.
Yeah.
And I was looking and I was thinking, I need something because I'm working independently. I have no alignment to any particular brand or company.
Yeah.
I can choose and decide what I want to work with. And I was looking and I thought, what is this nanoplasty stuff? I have no idea what it's about. But in my mind, I'm thinking, is it keratin? Is it like rebonding? Because how can you make hair so straight, but then it holds curl when you put a thermal style into it, which is the downfall of rebonding? You straighten the hair, you cannot make that hair curly in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But I wanted flexibility because the client I was originally looking for this product for and discovered it, she is getting married at the end of this month, and she wants beautiful Hollywood waves through her hair. She wants that beautiful, gorgeous style. But she was going to go and have a keratin and repeat this same process that she was having before. That freaked me out when they said that they put it on her scalp and then 2 weeks later her entire scalp sheds off.
Wow.
And I thought, this is not good, because they shouldn't be putting this product on their scalp anyway. Um, but I had a bit, did a bit of research. I sent you quite a few messages, and I think one of them was, "How the heck does this actually work? If it's not adjusting the shape and the bonds in the hair?" But what made sense to me when I really understood it was, and that was through doing the nanoplasty specialist program with you, is the way I think of it in my mind is you're making the hair remoldable. So the formula and the solution is penetrating the hair. It's softening the bonds. It's not breaking them, but it's
Yes.
allowing you then to reform, to remold them, not so much reform
Yeah.
them, remold them into a new shape. And that's obviously done with the application of a heat source of some form. So the first time I did play with it was one of my very good friends who's a great guinea pig. And we did you may remember, I messaged you about it, and we did the softest form we
Yeah.
could, which was applying the W1 solution to a hair, leaving it to process for an hour, and then blow drying it with a high heat and a bristle brush,
Yeah.
smoothing it out. And even just that result, I was, oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe how smooth and shiny and soft her hair felt, because she has Arabic hair, so it's quite
Yes.
coarse and
Same.
very curly. But the result was absolutely beautiful, and she's had fantastic result from it. but we chose that particular method on your guidance because she wants to be able to wear her hair with a soft curl when she washes it.
Yeah.
She doesn't want it dead straight all the time. So now I've also tried the product by doing the full ironing process. Like anything, I believe there is a learning curve.
Yeah.
And you mentioned before you're a little bit skeptical, and I am with certain products. Don't just tell me it's good.
Yeah.
I need to see it, touch it, feel it, and then I will believe it. And once I've seen the results of a few a few services now, I'm just absolutely amazed by how amazing the hair feels. And even when the hair is very over processed and very damaged, the hair looks like healthy, shiny hair again, which is absolutely beautiful to see.
I know. And it's kind of unbelievable because I know that there is a lot of products out there that they promise to do the nanoplasty results, but they just a keratin covered. They have
Yes,
to do the same steps. They can't do on damaged hair. They can't use on top of hair with perms and all that. I feel that the knowledge is really what stands out the nanoplasty specialist from the rest of the crowd.
definitely.
Because it would be very hard for you to fool a nanoplasty specialist with any
Yes,
other brand or solution. They would need to be better than us, which is very hard, because we invest a lot of knowledge, we invest a lot of support, and we also make sure that you guys don't be fooled by the picture of the before and after. Because when we started, we started posting photos of before and after, and we received so much hate for it. It was more like,
yes,
yeah, right, a hair will become like that after the wash, just with a whistle of the end of the dryer, not even use a brush. And I was like, yes, no, it's not possible. Like, in my head, it's not possible. So I said it's not worth it for me to invest in something that people are so tired of being fooled by other companies, that lies and show the photos of before and after the iron, that I say we need to go around. And I think knowledge will be the game changer for the fact, if people know and
definitely.
understand, they're not going to be fooled. They will be like, no, it's possible. I can promise this to my clients that will be possible.
Yeah.
But Matt, I know that when you started, you had some up and downs,
Oh,
of
definitely. And I think
results.
that's part of the
One
learning curve because you
100%.
you do something that you think is right and you think, oh, maybe I've done something here that I haven't quite mastered, because I think anyone that trains to do something, no one is ever mastering anything on the first, right from the very word go. You have to learn the steps and you have to learn from mistakes, and
Yeah.
fail is the first attempt in learning. You
Yeah.
learn from your mistakes.
100%.
And the particular client that I really wanted this product for, her hair had such a strong curl and wave pattern to it. After reconfirming with you, I could have used the iron at a hotter temperature, which I did on the second application. But also, looking back on it, from what I think I should have done is probably left the product on her hair for an hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
not an hour. Let the product do its job before I then worked with it. Um, and then purely use the higher temperature, which didn't have any negative impact on her hair. I followed all the steps that I've learned from the specialist program, which has been so valuable. And I would
Yeah.
highly recommend that to anyone to be a part of, because without that, I don't think I could have achieved or be achieving the results I am without that additional
Yeah.
knowledge.
And one thing that I would love to ask you and have your honest opinion. I know that some people, they try the nanoplasty solution by Floactive and they don't achieve the first good result because they don't follow the guidelines. They don't know yet that hairs are different. And I'm a really defender that hairs are different for every person. Why are you going to take the same approach to everybody? It's not fair on the client,
No.
you know?
And it's not possible.
It's not possible.
Every,
Exactly. We don't do that with skin. We don't do that with nails. We don't do that with a lot of things. And we think their hair is different.
yes,
But I would love to know, Matt, why you kept trying. Why, you know what I mean? Like, why you kept going. Because some people, they try and then they don't achieve the full OMG effect and they say, oh, this product is not good. I'm going to try something else. Why you kept trying? Why you say, no, I need to master this. If everyone is doing, I will do as well. So
yeah.
what made you kept trying?
Well, I believe the product worked. it's, as I often see you in your videos talking about, you can have the product and the product can be good, but it's the technique behind it and also the preparation for the hair. We know that one size doesn't fit all, but we have a couple of products that we can intermix, we can make the formulas different strengths so we can treat different hair. We can work with different pre-treatment processes so that whatever hair type someone comes in, we can tackle that and we can make it worthwhile. But if I'm going to invest my time and my money to learn this, I want to make sure it works properly. And if you don't achieve it on the first result, I don't think many of us as hairdressers could say we did the perfect blow dry the first time we tried, or the perfect haircut. We
Yeah.
definitely didn't do the first, color up first time we applied foils. We probably had bleeding on the scalp and we probably had foils that were away from the scalp. So you practice and you practice, and the more practice makes perfect practice.
Yeah.
And then you become much more confident
Yeah.
with what you do. And by being confident with what you're actually doing, it then translates into the results as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I have to admit, Matt, I think you have such a deeper knowledge now.
Oh,
I can see your comments on the group, on the Facebook group, and they are so deep, and you have this fully understand about the hair types, which is fantastic and amazing. I really feel so proud of you and the
oh,
work that you are
thank you.
achieving. And I would love to know what nanoplasty has done to your salon. What this revolution of nanoplasty by Floactive has done to your salon.
Well, it's given my business I believe, a point of difference because we know that the market is flooded with different straightening and smoothing products because I'm a big person, an advocate to say that keratin is a smoothing product. Very few people get straight results from it,
Yeah,
but a lot of people want straight hair, but they don't want the damage.
yeah,
And by having something like this is giving me the ability to do that for my clients and offer clients an alternative. A lady who I used to work with, she earlier this year had her hair cut from very long hair and she's had it cut really short. And she said, I can't style it properly. I don't want to spend the time styling it. I'm like, well, Fran, how about we do this process? And she said, yeah, let's give it a go. Again, I did the blow drying process
yeah,
with uh, the full nano product with W1 and W2 because she has naturally grey hair. And I
yeah,
wanted to see if she test the waters with it and see how she liked it. She can now style her hair in a much quicker way. She can still get volume and body and shape in her hair that she wants, but she's able to manage her hair. And now she's like, I want to grow my hair into a graduated bob. Something that she never thought she could have ever had before. And again, this is coarse Italian hair
wow.
that is wiry and because of the natural grey hair. But it's given me the flexibility to be able to offer a service like that to a client that I couldn't have done before
Yeah,
because I'd have to use a
exactly.
chemical that's going to damage her hair. And
Yeah,
now I can do it with something that's going to enhance the hair, make it softer, silkier, and shinier, and give her freedom. And that's what I think with a lot of clients is giving them the freedom to wear their hair how they want to.
that's so true. And I was talking to my mom about that in the morning, and I say, Mom, you know the differentiation of Floactive, it didn't come straight away. It came after 6 months where my first clients, my first models, they were coming back and saying, I can't believe my hair's much better than when I started. I can't believe it. My hair grew, my hair is thick, my hair is shinier, and I can't believe it that my hair feels like this using a product that makes my hair straight.
Yeah.
And then I say this was when we start to have some body on the market because before I was just competing with all the other brands.
Well,
That was what's great.
I don't think a lot of people, until you understand how the product works, they don't differentiate it between something else.
Yeah,
But to understand also when you look into the history of the company,
yeah,
Fluoractive are the people that created the nanoplasty technology.
yeah,
So we know that there's a lot of other competitive products in the market, and I'm sure they're very good
yeah,
products, but they're not achieving the effects in the same way as what Fluoractive is doing. And that
yeah.
gives me that
Especially
for me
because,
as a stylist
yeah,
gives me confidence in giving using that product.
exactly. And I feel that when you design a product, especially a product that has been active in so many countries, you kind of mastered the Indian hair type, the Arabic hair type, the Italian hair type, because each distributor in each country, they share, the results and etc. Then Australia, New Zealand is one of the latest countries that started with the solution. So we had all this background from all these other nations and countries that the formula was suitable for all of them. So it's a company that has been in the market for a long time with a lot of history, but also the expertise, of this many hair types. And I think that makes a huge difference. When I
Yes.
started, I came with a background already. I didn't test it here. It was tested in many other countries before. But also, I think what makes us very different, Matt, is the level of knowledge that we share and how we make people feel so confident. Do you think, if you had the chance of doing the Nanoplasty Specialist course before, would you have joined like straight away?
I I definitely would have, because it would have been great for me. I'm one of those people that is a little bit naturally skeptical. I question things a lot, and I need to see the proof of that product working, not just to say this product is great, it does this, and it's going to give you. We claim this. I want to see what it does. To have done the nanoplasty specialist program like I did very early, even if I could have done it earlier, it would have answered so many questions, and I probably wouldn't have bothered you as much.
No, but I cannot complain. I really like when the students come with a lot of questions, because those are the ones that are gonna be loyal. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna understand, and they will feel like, no, I know so much now that will be very hard for me to get fooled by this or that, or by a good image or a nice video on YouTube. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And because we've got now more than almost 5,000 salons in the whole Australia and
Well,
New
it's
Zealand using
amazing.
our solution. But I must admit that not all of them do an amazing and outstanding work. Some of them, they do very average. And this makes me sad, because I feel like you have such a great potential with the same product that somebody else is doing amazingly, and they just satisfy with the basic. And I think that's why I give so much energy to the Nanoplasty Specialist, because here I've got the kind of people that I like, in a way that they're gonna excel. I know that they're gonna excel
Yeah.
because they are interested, they are seeking, and they asking. And once they do it, they're gonna do, and they're gonna master it. So
Yes.
I know, for example, there is another student, you probably know Lee.
I know
Lee,
I haven't met Lee yet.
you haven't met her in person, but
No,
she's
no,
exactly
yet.
the same on internet. She's awesome. She started with us, and on the first time she never done any straightening before, so she didn't work with any straightening before, and she's like, this is my first goal, and I'm gonna start with the nanoplasty. Her results, it really like made me feel like, wow, this is incredible. From someone that didn't have any history of straightening, has this amazing results, is incredible. But I feel even happier when someone comes from the keratin background, because these people are the ones that they need to shift something that it's you know already added into their brain. So they need to shift everything that they know to something completely new. And to do that, Matt, you need to be so much opened, because you have clarified shampoo all the time, then you have left the product on the hair, then you can't do this, you can't do that. For someone to shift that, it's more difficult than to someone that never done anything before.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Because we have these settings in our mind, we think that we must follow the same rules.
yeah,
And that's where, when I kind of in my mind, how I sort of rationalized it and how the product works, it makes sense to me. I think a bit like plasticine or blue tack. You soften it up, you kind of then you can remold it into a new shape. Where with other things, you're not doing that, because we know we're breaking bonds, or we're outside of the hair with keratin, false illusion of hair health. And I've seen products like keratin absolutely ruin someone's hair.
yeah,
I don't see that with everything that I've done so far. The hair that I've worked on with the nanoplasty has only just gotten better. And some of those people, I'm yet to see them come back, which I'm really excited to see how their experience is. But for someone to say, it's like, I went out in the rain and my hair didn't frizz, it didn't go fluffy, it didn't go curly. It's like, okay, that to me is pretty mind blowing, because that's what they want, and that's the result I want for them as well.
yeah, yeah. And there was a funny situation that happened with a friend, all my friends. All of them use nanoplasty pretty much. But then I went to a birthday party, and I had my friends and then the friends of the birthday guy. We were waiting for him on the outside in the rain because he was coming with his car and we'll do a surprise for him. And you need to see all the girls that had nanoplasty done. They were just chatting as normal in the rain. And then the
Yep.
others, they were with the umbrella running inside. And then I say, nanoplasty 10% off now for whoever haven't done that yet. But it was so funny. We took a photo, all of us together it wasn't raining, but it was just like a light rain. And all of us with an amazing hair in the middle of the rain. It was so amazing to see that.
Yeah, and we know that that's something that everyone has the issues with, because no one wants the hair to go frizzy and fluffy. Everyone wants their style to hold. So if you can create this foundation in their hair, then they can have that look and the style they want. They don't have to be concerned about a little bit of dampness or humidity in the air and their hair going crazy and funky everywhere. It can still stay smooth and shiny or with the beautiful added curl that they've added to it, which is
Yeah.
something that I know that I asked a number of questions of people as well. So if we do this, can we still put curl and shape in the hair? Because that was one of my, if you remember, that's one of my biggest
Yes,
questions
it was.
because of my experience with other products is that you don't really have the choice. But with nanoplasty, you can do that. And I love doing now after someone has actually had the service, even if it's just putting some irons back through their hair, some styling irons, just to put a bit of shape back in their hair. I know that's not affecting the process
Yeah.
of the nanoplasty, but they can walk out with the beautiful shape and style that they want rather than going, oh, I'm stuck with this flat, dead straight hair that is pancaked to my head, which they
Yeah.
all have it done. They go, oh, my hair's not stuck to my head like it was with a keratin
Yeah.
or a chemical straightening.
That's so true.
And it's shiny. They love how shiny their hair is, how soft and silky it feels. And a few of them that I've done, it's like you, when you see that hair, you go, I can't believe it's the same head of hair. You did one in New Zealand, and there was a huge amount of hair. And I've had New Zealand, like Kiwi clients I've done rebonding on in the past. I would love to see some of those clients now and try nanoplasty on their hair because I think we would get so much better result
I know.
and they would be so much happier.
And
And it's quicker as well.
what we've done a few weeks ago. Oh my God. You should see my excitement because the situation was we had a model for the training. But then they decided to do another product. They decided to do the express in one of the models. So then I say I need a
Okay.
model with a really difficult hair type so I can show the W1 solution. Because if you bring me those girls with really fine hair, light curls, any shitty products can make this hair straight. So I need something that people will say impossible. No way you can. And I love those challenges because that's what differentiates us. I'm not scared. I'm not scared someone coming in with a hair falling apart. I'm not scared. I know that I can do the best for any hair type, even if the hair is not in a good condition. I'm going to make this hair in a good condition. Then I'm going to proceed with the nanoplasty. Then they found a girl in Spotlight, a
Okay.
Kiwi lady with a
Yep.
really gray hair, coarse, blonde, bleached, really, really, really thick. When she came in, I started cleaning my mouth like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Oh my God. And I felt like a child touching a toy. And
Yep.
everyone was laughing because they say, you are so excited. I say, I am the first one to be excited because I believe so much, and I'm
Yes.
not scared of her hair type. I'm not scared of washing this hair in front of all of you to brush this hair. I don't need to cover. I don't need to get in a place to dry the hair quickly. And I don't need to do anything like that, especially Matt, because I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to fail. If I fail, it's good. I'm learning something that I can pass on. As I failed before, because to be able to do any hair type without a problem, I had many fails. I had hair that didn't stay straight. I had hair that I couldn't color. I had hair that I couldn't make the hair straight without being brassy. And all that gives the knowledge for me to pass on. But I think my game on the Nanoplasty Specialist program is I don't want to make anybody fail. I want to make them strong enough and confidence enough that they will know that if someone comes in, they're gonna be able to make their hair better. Sometimes not
Yes.
100% straight because of the condition of the hair, but they will leave with the hair better, much better than what they came in. And they're gonna leave with this feeling that I'm better, I'm prettier, my hair is much better now. And Priyan is just asking, let me know for hair growth. The product is amazing for hair growth. If you see someone 6 months after, you will see how much the hair has grown. It's unbelievable. And why the hair has grown so much, why you don't advertise that it's a hair growth? Because it's a consequence of having a hair that has better nutrients and you don't use a lot of heat. It's just a consequence. It's like eating healthy and lose weight. It's a consequence. If you do that, that's going to happen. If you do have good products, good infusion of products, and also not using a lot of heat, it's a consequence of the hair growing. So Matt, another question that I would like to ask you is, you say about the revolution that Nanoplasty made to your salon and how much you want to grow. What is your dream, as a hairdresser? Tell me, what is your dream? It could be related to Nanoplasty, it could not, but what is your dream, Matt?
I think, like a lot of people, it's to be, especially as an independent stylist, because I'm working for myself, is achieving financial security. And then I'm not, sort of concerned about all the fanfare and all that sort of thing. I want to make sure that I'm keeping my clients happy, because if I see them happy, then that gives me pleasure and joy to see them, the look in their face when they have a service and it's transformed their lives, and that brings me joy. And I know that by having something, offering a service, whether it be extensions or whether it be nanoplasty or a combination of, or changing their color, it's helping me achieve their goal. And for to see other people happy and successful, that to me is more reward than probably anything else. But obviously, the more financial freedom that I can have and the stability I can have, the more I can help other people with things as well.
That's really good. Can you see Nanoplasty being a way of you to achieve that?
Definitely, yes. Even the client that I had, the South African lady with a little difficulty of um, the learning curve, shall we say, of the application on her hair, and I nailed it on the second one. Um, Even before I'd done the second one, she said, "My mum wants to come and have it done." So I ended up doing her mum and herself, two completely different hair types,
Yeah.
did them both in the same day. And the mother actually asked me, she said, "Oh, how many of these have you done in a day before?" I said, "This is my first time doing two in a day." And it was actually really manageable. And even for someone like myself that works by myself, I don't have an apprentice to go and rinse things off or
Yeah.
start doing things for me, or another team member to do that. And I was comfortable to know that if I left one of the ladies' hair on for 5 minutes more, it
Yeah.
wasn't going to damage it.
Yeah.
Where if I had have done that with, say, a rebonding product that I've used in the past, that could permanently damage the hair.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
gave me the ability to I felt very confident and comfortable. And they were shocked when they said, it's like, "Oh, it's the first time you've done two in a day." And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Thanks for the challenge." But they've got lots of South African friends. They're like, "Yep, we'll be sending them all to you," which is fantastic.
That's so
So I can
good.
see myself being busier by offering this particular service, and then that gives me financial security, which is brilliant.
That's so good. That's so good. And I feel that it's just the beginning, Matt,
Oh,
with all your skills.
absolutely.
And I need to say it again, it seems like that I'm just being a teacher here, so proud of the student, but I say it, your technicality and how you're sharing your knowledge, it makes me feel like, exactly what you feel when your client has done, that smile and that feeling, you're the best.
Oh,
I feel the same when my students show that, that they know what they're doing and they're confident talking about something and they confident to even tell others about. I feel as a teacher extremely proud and so happy. Another question that I have for you. So many questions. I want to ask you so many things. Um, Matt, when you got into the nanoplasty specialist course, tell me what was like the game changer for you. When you say like this is this is something trustworthy. This is something that it was worth the investment. Tell me what was like the game changer for you there.
a couple of things there. I think the first one is deepening the knowledge. And so then, therefore, you have a better understanding. It's not until you put it into practice does it really start to make sense. But when you see those steps laid out in front of you and you go, and this is why I've been able to also advise other people and offer some knowledge and share it, is because I can refer back to that information. Okay, well, this is what we do here. This is, we've got this challenge with the hair. How about, we treat this? Oh, could you have used an extra temperature, a little bit higher, or is it worthwhile having, maybe two sets of irons? So one you could use in the regrowth where you need a higher heat, but the ends might be very processed and you might need a lower heat.
Yeah.
It's understanding what the processes are, and because I'm quite a technical hairdresser, I like to know not just the how, I want to know the why.
Yeah.
And by understanding that, doing the specialist program gave me that knowledge. It gave me the understanding to, okay, well, I've got a client that can walk in with exceptionally coarse Maori hair, for example, or African hair. I haven't done either of those yet, and I would love to try and challenge myself to do those, because I know the result is going to be absolutely amazing. But to work on even just the mother and daughter, two different hair types, two different textures and thicknesses and densities, two different types of color work they've had in their hair. The specialist program gave me the ability to know, okay, the mother has some grey hair, I need to mix this formula. The daughter, which was the first client, she had stronger hair. I know I needed to do this, but I needed to pre-treat her hair with all of the pre-treatment steps because the ends had been damaged quite a lot. And a lot of it was to do with the multiple applications of keratin in her hair as well.
Yeah.
So the program gave me the knowledge and the framework or the roadmap to be able to go, this is where I start, this is where I want to go, and here's how I achieve it.
That's so true, and I feel that way as well, because I've been saying this the whole week, but the way that the Nanoplasty Specialist course was created, it was pretty much, I took a piece of paper, and it was in the middle of the night, because when you have twins, kids, middle of the night is the only time you have peace. And I say, what can I do to make my students and my clients completely confident? What do I need to give them? Because everything is in my head. And I could definitely create a salon on my own and say, I'm going to keep everything to me, my secret, and I'm going to train my team and we're going to rock in the country. But I say, this is not going to make me happy. There is so many hairdressers out there that I would love to have the same feeling that I have now, that confidence and know what you're talking about. I need to share this, but it needs to be in a way that people will understand how to go from point A to point B safely. And that's how I started. I wrote it down, the steps, and I say, this is essential, this is not essential, this is important for them to know, this is not. And last 2 weeks ago when I was in New Zealand, this lady came to me, and she really warms my heart with what she said. She said, MJ, I've been in the hairdressing industry for a long time. I've been to TAFE, I've been to courses, but I think I never understood so much about straightening as I've been learning with you. I never had this deep information about straightening as I have with you. It's incredible. So I would love to know from you, as you are an educator, you are a hairdresser with a lot of technical information. Do you think the information shared on the course, it was strong enough to make you feel confident about it? Do you feel like that was worth it, the investment of your time and money as well? To be able to be a nanoplasty specialist, because it's the name, it's not by I didn't create from the top of my head. I said you need to be a specialist. And what is a specialist? A specialist is someone that understands inside out, side to side, all the different types. It's not about buying a product and seeing the steps on the bottle, because we need to put the steps on the bottle. We can't just put a blank space in the bottle. We need to put the steps, but those steps are basic steps, and it's not suitable for someone that comes in with a lot of different history. And that's why the nanoplasty came along, the specialist course. So tell me a little bit, if for you, because you had a lot of background, Matt. I remember the lessons that we had. You had a lot of technical questions that I was very different than the questions that everybody else was asking. It was deeper. It was like you understood about the cortex, the levels and everything. And I was so excited for that, because my dream is always meet students that understand, so we can talk in a deeper level, not really superficial like I talk on Instagram. Because on Instagram, I'm dealing with people that just finished the degree 2 years ago and someone that are there for 30 years, we don't talk a level that we do inside of the course. So it was worth it for you of your time and money and investment and in regards to what you've learned.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a bit of a hair nerd, so I kind of, as I said before, I like to know the why, not just the how. But having the different steps laid out, and it was done in a way that it is bite-sized chunks or baby steps. So, okay, well, this is the foundation. This is the first level. Okay, now we're going to build on this, and we're going to build on it and build on it. So that way you could process and digest the information,
Yeah.
but then you thought, okay, well, if I've got someone with dry hair, okay, I can work in this way. But now I've got someone that comes in that's got dry and damaged hair. How do I handle that? And I'm using the same product and the same process, but how do those steps then become modified
Yeah.
to work for that person's hair? The same as if it has with someone that had um, completely bleached hair. If they have, they've had a perm previously in their hair. Something that I hadn't considered and was part of the course was, how do you treat someone with henna? Because that's something that we know is quite a problematic product with colouring and other chemical services. And we kind of, as hairdressers, go, oh no, there's henna on the hair, we're going to run away and we're not going to deal with it. But to understand how you can tackle that hair and go, okay, this is the step, this is the next step, this is the next step. It was done in a very systematic way, and it all helps every single level of the program helps to reinforce the first lot of information.
Yeah.
And the great thing is it's laid out in a way you can go back and go, oh, do I need to review and understand that because maybe I haven't quite got that in my head right? And I did that a few times. I went back and looked at those videos again and looked at the information again, and will always do that. I don't ever just assume that I know everything, and that means that I will potentially stumble on, in doing a service with someone because I think I know what I've got to do. Doesn't matter how good you are, you can always go back to that information and go, cross check, yep, that's right. Now I know with confidence how to work with that hair and how to utilize the product to get the best results of the product. Because I think us as hairdressers, we want to make sure that our clients are ultimately satisfied. It's not just about making money. Yes, we're in business first and foremost to make money. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. But we need to keep our clients happy and satisfied. So to be able to do that, we need to understand how to maximize the benefit of everything we have. And I think the specialist training program definitely helped me to understand the product better, therefore appreciate that the different clients that come in, you have the ability to work on all of those hair types, where rebonding, you couldn't do it on certain hair types.
Yeah.
Keratin, you kind of go, oh no, because there's that fallacy that keratin strengthens the hair and repairs it. I've seen it completely destroy someone's hair because it's been used incorrectly, or the hair was just not in good enough condition to start with. Therefore, your result was never going to be great to begin with. And that's why I loved going through especially the pre-treatment processes, because you have products that you can use for different purposes. It's not having 1,000 products to do everything. It's having a set amount of products, and how do we make those work for us to get the best result for each individual.
That's so true. And one thing that I would like to ask, Matt, do you think the Nanoplasty Specialist course gave you more than knowledge about straightening? Do you feel that you are a better hairdresser now with all the knowledge that you've learned from the specialist course?
Oh, definitely, because it gives me, I think we always need to keep learning. The
Yeah.
time when we stop learning is when we start to stagnate.
Yeah.
And by learning something new, it has re inspired me as well. And I've seen that with people like our beautiful friend Marion as well. She's just the way she is moving within her business and the things that she's achieving, like the rest of us, we are all doing wonderful things. And if we can become better people and we can share that vibration and that energy with others, then we can have a positive impact on other people's lives.
And I love the way that the mentality of my students comes in. And I believe that the mentality of the students that comes to the course, it's very similar to my mentality. And because I think we connect somehow, you know, you guys connect the way I talk, the way I teach, and etc. And we have such a beautiful community of people that are in same regions, and they support each other and they help each other and they send clients to each other, that it's just so beautiful in one industry that it's not easy to deal. The hairdressing industry is not an easy industry, because there is a lot of competition and people that wants to stab in each other and blah blah blah. And when I see this, what happens in Floractive's family in Australia, it makes me feel so proud. If it was just because of that, would be worth it enough, all the work I do, you know. How do you feel about this community that is created around the nanoplasties?
I think it's amazing. Everyone is so supportive of each other. I've just seen Cherie pop up a comment, and she's talking about the love for the community, which is amazing. Uh, and it is something to do with, there's a lot of ego in this industry, and there's a lot of people that are amazing at what they do, and they don't get the opportunity to, it's not be seen, but to really have the acknowledgement that they deserve.
Yeah.
But also with like this little community, it's and you attracting people to this community as well. It's because of the vibration, the energy you're putting out as well. And like does attract like. I don't think we're going to see a lot of people with this product that are going to be thinking it's like, well, I'm just going to be better than everyone else because I have this or I can do this. There's going to be a few of those people because everyone else is going to be, oh, well, let me help you with this. Try this, or what if you did this? Have you thought of trying something different? It's so supportive, and um, it's really amazing to see that people are helping each other. It's not just about being self-serving. It's about giving to everyone else.
That's really true. What about the support, Matt? You think it was a key essential part of this whole process of knowledge for you?
Definitely, yes. And I've even messaged and contacted Marion at one stage and said, look, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. May I just please confirm it with you? And she said, yep, do this. And like, great, that's what I thought. But before I did it, I just wanted to check and just
Yeah.
to reconfirm that I had the right knowledge. I've reached out to you guys on, through Instagram messaging, and through the WhatsApp group as well. It's like, just can I please just check this because I don't want to do something wrong.
Yeah.
And having that support is amazing. It's something that you don't always get from a lot of companies. And if you do get it, it's often between 9 to 5, and it's like, well, we're here in Perth. That means by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we can't phone a friend and go, hey, I need some help. You've been really supportive, and I know that even you personally, um, is everything else you're doing, you're still there and stepping in. It's like, okay, well, I can see Isabel's helping here, but I'm just going to step in and just give you that little more advice, and that's amazing to see.
Yeah, no,
It's been amazing.
support for me, it's something so important, because I think nothing makes someone so confident as support.
Yeah,
And I've been there, you know. I've been there where I was in the middle of a problem, and I was like, okay, so who I'm gonna contact, you know, who I'm gonna call. I don't have anybody, you know, to be calling, or to be relying on. And then I said, no, once this grow, even no matter the size we grow, I'm going to increase the number of people. So now we've got 7 people on support. But I will tell
amazing.
you, I watch every conversation. I see if they are, you know, doing the right thing. I see every email, I see every message. It's hard sometimes, especially now that the companies are getting bigger and we are getting more people in, it becomes harder. But I say, no matter how much I grow, the support will be there, because this is what makes us different. You know, this is what actually makes people good. And it's not only about selling, Matt. Otherwise, we'll be having the product selling to the public. We'll have the product selling to, you know, every distributor around Australia. It's not about the money at the end of the day for me, because money is not really what drives me. What drives me is this kind of feeling that I'm having now with you. It's, I have a student that started from scratch with Nanoplasty by Floractive and became so confident that he's capable to share his knowledge with the others. This is what makes me happy, you know. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for,
Oh,
for
thank you.
investing on Floractive, and also be such a dedicated student. I've seen your business growing and I'm so proud of you. I really wish you grow and grow your name around your region and become a reference. You really deserve that. You're a very, very dedicated student. You were always like punctual there, hearing everything, asking lots of questions, and this is what made you become such a strong person in the nanoplastic community. And I'm very, very proud of you. Matt, if you had something that you could say to someone that is watching us today and saying, I don't know if Fluoractive is the right company for me to go. There is a lot of other brands now out there. What would you say to this person if you had the chance to talk to them?
I would definitely say that um, give the product a go, but like me, do some if you're concerned, do some research. Find out about the history of where these products have come from. I mean, I have friends that are Brazilian, and they're sort of. I've got them to have a look at the products and say, it's like, tell me what you think of it. And they're like, this looks great, because obviously I don't speak or read Portuguese, and they've helped
Yeah.
me understand from that sort of level, which has been fantastic. Um, but I would say, do some research, find out where the company was, who started the company, what they wanted to create. If that's what you need to get yourself over the line,
Yeah.
then do that. Understand where the technology and why it was created. They wanted to make something better than what was existing. They didn't remake the wheel, they made it better.
Yes.
And when you understand, but also if you're not sure, again, ask questions. I bought the product from my local supplier here, International Salon Suppliers. They're the West Australian distributor. I spoke to some of the staff there and I said, look, what do you think? Tell me your experience. One girl was saying that she sat in on the training program that you did at one of the first look and learn classes there. And she said, I didn't think I could do this. I learned so much more about it. She said, I need to try it myself now.
Yeah.
And she said, book in. And I was like, yep, okay, I'm going to book into the class. And if that's what someone needs, go and book into a look and learn class first. See the physical process happening and understand that. Give yourself the opportunity to ask yourself or any other technician or educator you have there at the day. Ask the questions that you are unsure of, because no question is stupid and
Yeah.
silly. It's only gaining more knowledge and understanding. And when you have that, you go, this is doing what I want it to do. And if it fits, fits what you want, then absolutely go for it. But definitely would highly recommend to also do the specialist program, because it will just take a small amount of knowledge so much further, and you will feel so much more confident and comfortable in trying anyone's hair. And that's what I mean. I'm just looking forward to the next person.
That's so
Looking
exciting,
forward to
Matt.
that next head of hair.
Matt, thank you so much for your time. The interview was
My pleasure.
amazing. It was
Thank you
almost an
so
hour.
much.
Wow. We spoke so much. I love that. And thank you so much for being part of this program. It's so good to have you part of this family. So thank you so much for this interview. It was definitely
Pleasure.
amazing.
Thank you for having me, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have a chat with you as well again.
Thank you so much, Matt. If you don't mind to click in one of the cross X
Yep,
that is around here on the screen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
no worries. Have a great night, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, MJ.
Thank you. Guys, as Matt was here today, so exciting to see his growth, really. Like for me, that I saw everything in the beginning, how he started. See him now full of confidence and doing so many different hair types. It's so exciting. But I've got great news for you too. I'm going to have a look and learn online. So you will be able to watch everything. You're going to be able to see a very difficult hair type. And let me tell you the hair type that it's coming for this look and learn. It's a hair of a girl that spent 6 months in Bali. And during this time that she was in Bali, she was using soap bar in her hair for 6 months. So imagine the condition of her hair when she came in. It was extremely dry, extremely dull, extremely thick and coarse and curly and bleached and over processed. And we've transformed this hair in a way that this girl will never forget about us. So I would love to invite you for this the Journey OMG Effect, that it's going to happen on the 26th, and it's going to be until the 1st of the 9th. So you're going to be able to have 3 lessons where I'm going to go very deep into the concept and explain to you what is nanoplasty in the real, original state, which is from Fluoractive. So Fluoractive is a company that is growing hugely in Australia, and I'm very proud of the work that we are doing. So I'm going to be teaching you guys online, and please make sure that you'll be participating. What you need to do, you type on the comments OMG. That's all you need to do. Type on the comments OMG, and my team is going to be sending you a message straight away. And this message will be with a link for you to participate on this session that is going to be 100% free and 100% online. So all you need to do is type on the comments OMG. My team is going to send you straight away a message. You click on the message. You're going to be directly to a page. You put your email address in your phone, and then you click again to join. And they will ask you to join the WhatsApp group. Why you need to join the WhatsApp group? The WhatsApp group is where I'm going to notify you. Because the thing is, sometimes you feel, oh yeah, I'm gonna enroll now, and you forget about it. So then what are we gonna do? Hey, please make sure that you remember that tomorrow we're going to start the lesson by this time. So then you're going to be able to see straight away the lesson and don't miss out 1 second. So I'm very happy to see all of you here today. Have a great day, and I'm very, very happy to give you this free lesson in a few days. So have a great day. It was amazing to have the chat with Matt, and also have you guys here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.